Hi, my name is Reverend Wilson Wambazi, and I am so excited to be right here at Gospel Envoys. And you know what? On the 8th of August, we are going to be together because I will be coming through and doing the entire 7 principles for financial prosperity. This is, of course, with the express permission and authority of the president of this ministry, Apostle Michael Mark, and his lovely wife, and through them the entire leadership of this wonderful ministry. It gives me great honor and privilege to be here today, and I will be sharing with you these 7 principles over the next 5 to 10 minutes. Now, the key scripture that relates to this particular message comes out of Proverbs 13:23. The Bible declares there that much food is in the fallow ground of the poor, but for lack of wisdom there is waste. Now, what does that relate to? You see, much food is in the fallow ground, not just of the poor, but if you think about it, wisdom doesn't allow us to gain it. It's not just wisdom, but it's the inability to tap into what God has given us, and therefore through that to pull out what belongs to us. In fact, I'll go a step further and say, what is the fallow ground of the poor? The fallow ground of the poor is your talent, it is your abilities, it is your gifts, it's the time you have, it's the effort you put in, it's basically everything that you speak, say, or even think. That is all part of your ground. And the amazing thing you need to know is that every one of us has a ground. Now, this scripture about fallow ground is no joke, brethren, because if you actually look at it, this nation of ours, Zambia, is an exemplification of that very term. Because here we are, we have this great treasure, we have copper, we have gold, we have uranium, and yet it goes out in raw form, out of the nation every day. There's trucks that go out in its raw form. Much wealth is in the ground of the poor. But for lack of wisdom, there is waste. It just goes. And the people of this nation don't see the benefit of it. And you see, when we talk about the fallow ground, it is this ground that begins to help us understand exactly what is going on. So the 7 principles, brethren, was born as a message of time-tested biblical principles to help us harness the power of what finances are. Now, do remember something very important. Luke 12:15 declares, the success of a person, and I'm paraphrasing this, do not judge a man, or do not look at a man and believe that the wealth that they have is what consists of who they are. In other words, all that is about a person is never to be judged on the basis of what they have. Brethren, there are great men and women who have made serious amounts of money, and yet they've gone and committed suicide. I want you to know today that money isn't the answer of all things. It does answer many things, because the Bible says it answers all things. Yes, it does. But what it cannot do is buy you true love, and it cannot buy you life. If it's your time to go, it's your time to go. So we need to have a healthy balance with money. But the truth is, God says that we will all prosper. God says in Deuteronomy 15:4 that all of you should be rich. This is scripture. In fact, the Bible declares that he became poor that we may be rich. So there is this promise scripturally about wealth. But why is it that people create so much money but they never become wealthy?